Ta-da! I'm going to try to put the phone on the right side from now on so I can see the chat. Chat is always on the left side. Chat is leftist. Here we go. Apparently, someone said asking for a anti-capitalist to give you financial advice is like asking for Kotaku to make a video game review. And I laughed. But anyway, how's it going, chat? I'm an idiot today. I forgot to live stream the last video on my main channel. So I'm not raiding myself, which is kind of bad. But hopefully we're going to have enough people because I have a really interesting live stream scheduled today. You guys are definitely going to enjoy it. And I'm not singing Goes on Dragostad Inte, okay? Shut the fuck up. I spoke with a person from Taiwan. A Taiwanese gentleman. And he pointed out something very interesting. He said that there are over 50 planes that flew over his country from China. It's probably a historical record. However, the Americans, they have one Chinese balloon and they're freaking out. And I was like, you know what? I can't refute that. Like, I'm looking at the information. I cannot refute it. So that was interesting. The other interesting thing is that I understand the Quartering and Tim Pool made up. They kissed, you know, like Russians. And they made up. At least, I think like the Quartering is still banned. But they're dropping the drama. Will they, though? I mean, I think they will, because there's nothing left to milk from that drama. So, military. What do you mean commercial? Military. But, apparently, the reason Tim Pool blocked the Quartering, like this is something that I jiggled when I heard. The reason Tim Pool dropped the Quartering is because the Quartering sent him a message during the middle of the night. Okay, so I can imagine. Like, can you guys imagine this? Like, close your eyes. It's the middle of the night. Alright? And you're getting a message. And you're like, who is it? The Quartering. And the Quartering said, I do not want to do this. But our community wants us to go to war with each other. Are you going to handle that woman? He didn't say exactly this, but this is how Tim Pool explained it. At least with paraphrasing. And I'm paraphrasing Tim Pool, so probably the actual message is a lot different. But it's in the same spirit. Right? So, apparently what happened, Tim Pool invited the Quartering twice to his humble abode. To his $1 million mansion. And the Quartering canceled twice. Last time he canceled last minute. And then he went to another live streamer. Can you imagine that? Like, he went to another live streamer. He cheated on Tim Pool. He cheated him with a lot of live streamers. Criticizing Tim Pool on the other live stream. And then, in the middle of the night, he got the phone call. He got the sext message. It's like, you're going to handle that woman? Because our communities want us to go to war with each other. But I do not. Handle it! Oh, Dios mío. Man, I wish this is true. Like 100%. Because I don't know what the message, right? Like, Tim Pool just said it. So I don't know if that, but like, I would like to imagine, like, handle it! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. To which Tim Pool responded, block. Oh. Yeah, handle it or else. It would be interesting, you know, like, it's the middle of the night, it's 2 a.m. and you're like, the phone goes bzz, 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 yeah, who the fuck, and you see like the Quartering. And you're looking at the messages. It's like, our community wants to go to war with each other. What are you going to do with that woman? And you're like, oh my fucking god. You know, and you put the phone down and you go back to sleep and bzz, 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 and you look again. Handle it! And then the phone like, bzz, bzz, oh for fuck's sake. Or else. Oh my god, blocked. Hello, Pozol. But yes. Why not wait until tomorrow? Well, you gotta understand it was important. Like, it had to be handled then. Tomorrow was too late. Yeah, 4 a.m. message. Handle it. You know, you're laughing, but like 4 a.m. for streamers, that's like normal time. That's like 2 p.m. for you. Like, if you want to mess with the streamer, like, call him at normal hours. I'm pretty sure, like, with Timple, it's probably the same, right? Like, most streamers are awake during the night and they sleep during the day. If you want to fuck up with the streamer, like, call him at 10 a.m. Like, that is the worst time to call a streamer. That is like 4 a.m. for streamers. 10 a.m. or 1 p.m. You know, you call us during those hours, you guarantee that we're going to curse the living shit out of you in our head. Handle these nuts. Alright. Why should you care? I don't know, man. Like, it's gossip. Gossip is good. When has gossip ever been bad? Look at this. New York Times article. Oh my god. So, U.S. bombed Nord Stream gas pipeline, claims investigative journalist. Honestly, I don't think it's the U.S. I will tell you why I don't think it's the... I don't think, like, the U.S., like, really wants to go all the way over there, because it's kind of far away. Like, why not use Poland? I mean, there's other European countries that are happy to do it. Like, why would the U.S. itself waste so much money? But anyway, right, so look at this. We got Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson shoddy case linking U.S. to alleged Nord Stream sabotage. Tucker Carlson repeats baseless Russian talking points. Tucker Carlson. However, Demo, Shkushi. I watch too much anime. Fuck me. Look at it. Look at it. The Times. The Times.cock. The Times. Now, we do not have the Times.cock being accused of spreading Russian talking points, right? Like, the Times.cock, they're professionals. Like, when they do it, it's fine. But when the Tucker does it, oh my god, if the Tucker did it, then it's bad. No. Haram. The Tucker is not allowed to speculate on things. Speak properly, never. No, it's not confirmed. It's just like another journalist that is, well, basing his assumption on certain things, but the idea that the Russians did it, to me, sounds like the conspiracy theory. Why? Because it's their fucking pipeline. Like, this one never makes sense. Like, so, the Russians, they had, like, the best negotiating strategy in Europe, the pipeline, right? Because they can go to the Germans and they can say, look, if you give us peace, right? Like, if you start trading with us again, we're going to give you gas. Right? Now, the German people who don't appreciate the fact that gas prices are exploding, who don't appreciate that it's cold, they would pressure the politician and they would say, oi, cut the deal. Cut the deal. But now, there is no more pipeline. There is no more negotiation. There is no more deal. Right? So, like, the idea that the Russians would take away their main trading chip is very interesting. But I do not take part of that. Hello, Roman. How's it going? I should text Sargon to handle it at 4 a.m. My god. What if he texts me? You know, like I wake up at 4 a.m. and I get a message from Sargon and it's like, V, what are you going to do with that woman?
Send out his...
Handle it. Anyway, right. Look at this. This is so beautiful. My fucking god. I love it. Look.
Article that it was in, but it was a news article that I had read in which the former president said that he liked to send out his tweets like little missiles. To me, that sounded exactly like weaponization of a platform, in his own words.
Let's listen to that again, because, like, in case you have functioning neurons and you have some brain cells that are still working, you may not have got that. If you're a charitable person, you may give the benefit of the doubt. You may say, hold on a little bit. There's no way she said that. Is there? Let's listen again.
Article that it was in, but it was a news article that I had read in which the former president said that he liked to send out his tweets like little missiles. To me, that sounded exactly like weaponization of a platform.
Isn't there a character in Marvel, the big guy, that doesn't understand metaphors? Like every single thing he takes literally. He just doesn't understand any metaphors, any embellishments, any figures of speech. I think we found this person in real life, chat. Yeah, like if you tell this person I'm going to drop a truth bomb, she's going to pull the fire alarm in the building. Like she's going to think you're going to do it. I will drop a truth bomb right now. Like what other words exist that way? Drax. Yes, Drax. She is literally Drax. She is literally Drax from Marvel. I'm going to use the platform. I want to send tweets like little missile. No! That's the weaponization! Can you imagine if the Russians set something like that up? Like they're going to set up the launch site close to the United States. And then they're going to use the N-word. The N-bomb. Oh my god, the Russians, they developed the N-bomb. Can you imagine? Like the entire social media crashes. Can we get chat AI to do a Drax? Yes, but I do not use character AI anymore because the developers are bad people. I firmly believe 100% that the only reason they allow people to use that website is to harvest information and create more censorship. There is no other explanation. And besides that, they have done their bots to the point where they are unusable. Like their bots right now are vegetables. I do not know like why people still try to do that safe for work with the bots. Listen to me. If you are trying to do the fiki with a character AI, you're fucking a vegetable. What is wrong with you? Dude, get some help. Go to Pygmalion like normal people. Alright? Like use some actual AI. Use, what was it? Chatbot or Chatterbot. Use that. Like, have pity on the character AI. They're lobotomized. They do not know what's going on. You're pretty much like Christian. You're the Christian molester of AI. Like, please stop it. Do not say for... You know, this is what the developers probably intended. They literally wanted so that people feel bad if you do not say for work with the AI. You go in a dungeon with it, it doesn't even know what it is. It's like... confused. I am going to grape you with my argument. Is that a figure of speech? There was... you know what? Oh my god, now that Roman is here, I can tell him a story from Blizzard. Holy shit. Blizzard. Yes, Blizzard Entertainment. Entertainment comes second, I've been told. Listen to this. There used to be a StarCraft competition. And there was an event between a man and a woman. I forgot her name. I forgot his name. But that does not matter. What matters is that they existed. And they played. Now... the man was asked on Twitter, what does he think of the future match? Like, what does he think of his opponent? And he's going to say, oh, I'm going to rape this. So he said, I'm going to rape her. Now, take into account, this was in 2016. There was no political correctness on the internet. Like, most people were trash talking. There is a reason why we call it gamer words, because the gaming environment was a very harsh and dangerous environment, right? So he said, going to rape her. Now, of course, some people did not appreciate that, but the matches went on. And you know what? He did. 2-0 was the score. So he didn't win once. He won twice. Do you know what happened after he won? The judges expelled him. And they gave the win to the girl. There was no violation of TOS. There was no... I mean, the TOS didn't mention that you're not allowed to trash talk with your opponents. It wasn't even on the platform, like it was on Twitter. Like, she probably wasn't even tagged in it. But, yes, I do start to believe that leftists do not understand metaphors at all. It's how you need to talk on YouTube as well. Like, you can't... was it Steve Bannon? Like he said, heads will roll. It's a metaphor, an expression. That got him... banned off the platform. You need to be careful with they're Drax. Every single leftist that you interact with, you need to think that they're Drax from Marvel. Blizzard turned awful. I don't even think it's Blizzard anymore. Roman, are there any people at Blizzard that still were initially? Like is there a single person at Blizzard right now which has been there I'm not even going to say since the start, but like, what's their last game that was good? Don't tell me Diablo 3 because I'm going to spurg out. Their last good game. StarCraft? Okay, you know what? StarCraft. I like StarCraft. StarCraft 2. Is there a single person from StarCraft 2 that was there at the company that's still here now? I don't think they are. He was good. Oh, it's because he lied. I see. He said he was going to rape her, but he didn't. They're disingenuous, taking words out of... No, they're not disingenuous. They're Drax. They just don't understand. It's Activision? I know it's Activision. Yeah. Hearthstone was good. Man, go get some of that Canadian healthcare. Go get some of that. If you think Hearthstone was good, maybe you should go to Canada. I hear they have really good healthcare system. Maybe they can fix your opinion. Jesus Christ. Hearthstone was shit, man. And I will tell you why Hearthstone was shit. You have no chat. Okay? Since the beginning of the game, no chat whatsoever. To be honest, Roman defended that. Like, he was on my stream. I remember it as if it was yesterday. He came on my stream and he said that, well, V, he did actually better PR than Blizzard could do ever. I remember. It was a very good argument. It's like, V, what if a 5-year-old girl plays Hearthstone and an adult starts saying inappropriate messages to her? And I, at the time, I had no argument. But now I gotta say, why the fuck is a 5-year-old girl playing Hearthstone to begin with? Like, where are her parents? What the fuck is she doing? Why is she playing by herself, right? Why not make it so that you have an option that the parent can turn on and off? The whole reason I play 1v1 is so that I can spurg at other people. Like, look, I have a very difficult life. It's very stressful. Like, you try interacting with leftists on a daily basis. It stresses you out. You need some rest and relaxation. You need to play some video games and shout some gamer words at another person who shouts back at you, preferably. They do understand metaphors, saying glow in the dark, but they will use it against you. You say it, and if they can get others to agree, you are raked over the coals. No, man, they're Drax. They do not understand metaphors. You're just looking into it. Here we go. Hold on. Brian might have left. Okay, so there are some artists that are still left at Blizzard. But like, the artists... I don't want to be offensive here, Roman. The artists are important. But what's really important is the people that make the game and the people that create the games. Because like Blizzard was actually pioneering video games, I remember. Right? Like Warcraft pioneered the RTS genre. Then you have Warcraft 3 that very smoothly incorporated RPG elements into real-time strategy games. So it's not like Blizzard... by the way, Blizzard is renowned for good art as well. Because I remember like the art style of Warcraft 3 was just mind-blowing at the time. StarCraft 2 as well. So the art is good, right? Like they made really great cinematics. But what Blizzard is really renowned for is the gameplay. Easy to learn, difficult to master, they called it. Right. So like, are those people responsible for that still at the company? Okay, so apparently there are a couple. Main producer on StarCraft. Well, we'll see. Diablo 4, when is it coming out? June. I'm going to wait for June. And in June, I'm going to give the chat a verdict. If Blizzard is still worth it or not. Because at this point, it's not even Activision, it's Microsoft, right? But secondly, and this is more important, they do not sell into China. The Chinese kicked them out. Like a rotten tooth, they pulled them out from their country. And they said, enough. Stop polluting our youth with your World of Warcraft nonsense. And they shut the World of Warcraft servers, and if you guys can believe it, people cried. There were articles. Hold on, let me pull it up. I mean, this is very beautiful. So, World of Warcraft. Chinese crying. Okay, so when they're not sending spy balloons to the United States, they cry. The Chinese government said that the balloon is a civilian balloon. So therefore is the civilians that sent it. Why can't I find the news article? Imagine crying over World of Warcraft, man. Hold on. Let me show you something. All right. I just need you guys to visualize what we're talking about. Okay. Look at this, chat. All right. Is this worth crying about? Is this worth spending money over? Look at it. Look. Look. Roman, look at it. Look. Holy shit. What the fuck is that? Look, if I walk in a room, like if I was like 5 years ago and I wouldn't know what this is, you know? And I walk in a room when I was playing World of Warcraft and I see this, I'm like, what is that? What the fuck is that? Is that a cat? Hey, ma. They're paying money for this. Imagine. It's just like... So apparently Chinese gamers bid sad farewell to World of Warcraft. Abbreviated WoW, online multiplayer game, known for immersive and addictive. You know, even the news media knows how shit WoW has become, that they have to explain what it is. Like, if you went back to 2005, the media wouldn't even say what it is. It's like, it's World of Warcraft. Everyone knew it. But now it's like they have to remind people. Blizzard's games have been available in China since 2008 through collaboration with NetEase. But after 14 years, millions of players in China, the two firms announced that they're not going to collaborate with each other. It's the end, wrote one Weibo user accompanied by crying emojis. Dude, fucking hell, it's World of... Who cries over... It's not just a game, it was also the memories of a whole generation. It was, but Blizzard did a thorough job in order to destroy those memories. The two companies have taken players hostage, says a long-time doctoral student and fan. Last week, Blizzard China said it had requested an exceptional 6 months contract extension, but NetEase refused. One day when that happened behind the scene could be told, it's a new level of understanding just what a jerk NetEase is. President Simon Zuro, blah, blah, blah. Blizzard had said that it was in discussions with several potential partners who share our values. Oh, my fucking God. Blizzard has values. Maybe if you don't have values, then you could have found a partner and make money. How about that? You know, like, the last thing that I want is a gaming company to have values. Unless the values are related to the game, right? Like, if the values are related to the game, like Blizzard used to have those values. It was, it's not ready till it's ready. That was a good value to have. For the customer, right? Like, for the people working on the game, not so much. But it's not ready till it's ready. Oh my God, like, I want values like that. Now, what do they have? Like, diversity, helping the environment, and okay. User data can be saved, apparently. For and if the game returns to China. But doctoral student Wu said that he played World of Warcraft up to 3 hours a day. So the good side of the story, oh my fucking God, listen to this guy. Student Wu. Student Wu, you're a brainlet. I'm sorry to say this. I didn't give my wife enough time. Now that World of Warcraft is gone, I want to make amends. Motherfucker. Learn self-control. So basically, other people have to suffer. You know, like other people who enjoy the game and can play it responsibly now have to suffer because you weren't able to spend time with your wife? The fuck? I need to make not a dictionary, a compendium of leftist words, of corporate buzzwords. Share our values. The corporate family. Work hard, play hard. Another one. Modern Haze, don't you fucking dare. Modern Haze, stop it. Modern. There we go. I have stopped the tower from expanding. He's still here. Oh my God. There we go. What was the Thrall Adventure game they canceled? Was there a Thrall Adventure game? I think like there was so we had a game with the Titan, right? Like sorry, yeah, it was Project Titan, which then become Overwatch. And then what else we got? We got we got the StarCraft Ghost thing, which they also canceled. You know, I bet like they're complaining that StarCraft Ghost was a goodish.
Cum poți câștiga mai mult?
I bet that if they would have released StarCraft Ghost today, like right now, they would release StarCraft Ghost, would probably blow every single fucking title of video games out of the water. Like, seriously, right? Like, just release StarCraft Ghost. All I know is that Nova had a nice tushy. By the way, Roman, what was Blizzard thinking when they made Heart of the Storm? Because let me show you. So Kerrigan. All right, let me look at Kerrigan. Bring it up. Hold on. Where is Kerrigan? Kerrigan. She had a nice tushy. Yeah. So Kerrigan, Heart of the Storm, loading screen, I think it was, or menu screen. Yeah. Man, Blizzard used to be such a... Sorry, not Blizzard. Google used to be such a good search engine. Now, I guarantee to you, like, when I need to find something, I can't find it for shit. Alright, so. This was Kerrigan. And, I see her on the box. And I'm like, oh, Mamacita. Mamacita. You should see the tushy as well, like, when she turns around. Amazing, right? And you get to play with her like this. For 2 fucking levels, chat. 2 fucking levels. Then she turns into this. Then she becomes this again. And I'm like... Who did this to you? Who did this to you? You know, like, what? Why? Why? Why is it... I don't understand. It was the worst bait and switch. Like, that was some next level catfishing that Blizzard did. It's not that Google, yeah, Google is sanitized crap now, but it's like I don't even find the things that I want. Like I do at least 10 or 20 searches per day, part of my job. And every single time, like it used to be that I would search and it went into my brain and picked up the thing that I needed and put it on my screen. That's how good the Google search engine was. And now it's shit. Now I guarantee to you that I'm not going to find what I want in the beginning. And you used to go to DuckDuckGo or some of the other searches, and they would also do the same. Like, they were literally in your head, like in your mind. Before you finished to type, they already knew what you were looking for. But now those are shit as well. I'm not going to show you the before. You need to go check it out. I closed the fucking... No, wait, I didn't close the link. Maybe I still have it. No, it's here. It's here. I will show you. This is the before. Right. Now, I remember this. Like, whenever I was playing StarCraft, like, I would log in, campaign menu, my PP got hard. It was difficult to play under those circumstances, but still. I was very good at the game. I could just bash my PP into the keyboard, and I would still beat people. Unless there was someone with a Korean name. Like, if I saw someone with a Korean name, might as well Alt F4. But, like, other than that, I was really good at StarCraft. But that's not the point. The point is, like, she looked like this. And then, for some goddamn reason, they decided to, like, go back with her. I dare you to compare World of Warcraft and Heroes of the Storm Alexstrasza. You know that Heroes of the Storm Alexstrasza was made by Roman. He's in the chat right now. You can talk to him. He made a really good Alexstrasza. Especially the Halloween costume, the one where she's almost naked. I don't know how he managed to sneak that past. Showing her Heroes of the Storm Effect Kerrigan. That doesn't matter. It's still Infected Kerrigan. Same thing. And by the way, yeah, like the Heroes of the Storm Infected Kerrigan actually looks better than the Infected Kerrigan from the game. Right. What should we talk about? There is one more thing. I was in a conversation with the leftists. Now I can't be said that I am bigoted towards leftists because I have one that's a friend of mine. I don't hate leftists. One of them is my friend. And we were talking about Star Trek, right? Very interesting. Important shit. Star Trek, biggest utopia, right? Like everything is provided for you. And my point was, if everything is provided for people, then no one wants to do shit. Right? Like the idea that people are going to improve themselves and enrich themselves in a world where they can already have everything they want is ridiculous. I believe that people require pain. Right? Like, for example, I want a succubus game. I want a game where I can have succubi. There is no such game. So I'm suffering, I'm in pain. And I go, you know what? Fuck it. I'll make it myself, right? So now I become a game, what is it, developer? I don't know, because I'm not coding. An investor. Becoming an investor into game development. I am improving the world. I am creating business opportunities for people, right? So because I suffered, I have created this system. Now, if I didn't suffer, if I had a holodeck, and I can just go there and I ask the computer, hey, generate me succubi, then I do not invest. Then I do not create business opportunities for people. Creative director. Oh my fucking God, I love that. Holy shit, I'm going to call myself that. I am creative director. Game author and creative director. From now on, when I go on a stream with someone, I will tell them, you need to say Romanian TV, YouTuber, game author, and game director. Holy shit. Game producer? Oh, okay. Stakeholder. My God. Okay, stop flattering me, because then it goes to my head. It already did, but it can go even deeper. So, my friend disagrees. My friend says that no, because pain is not apparently required for people to progress. That there are people in society who blah, blah, blah. Look, my question to you guys, and I'll make a poll about this, okay? So pay attention. My question to you. Imagine you're in Star Trek. Yeah, it's Wall-E. That's literally the future that I think. I don't think the future is Star Trek. I think the future is Wall-E. So, going back to it. If you happen to be in the Star Trek universe, you're born on Earth right now. Okay? You got one of those things that produce food, the replicator. Okay, so you got your replicator. You got your holodeck, where you can go in and you get your succubi and your kammis and your waifus, right? So you got your holodeck, you got your replicator, you got your apartment. The question is, do you stay indoors or do you go out in space? So let me put this in a poll. Start poll. So the question is, if you are in Star Trek and you have a replicator, an apartment, and a holodeck, do you venture in space or sit at home all day? Why can't I ask my community? There we go. Do both. I'm describing heaven. I know. Like, you already have heaven on earth. Why would you go to space? You can literally go to your holodeck and you can go to space in the holodeck. There is no reason why you would risk your life and safety in order to go to space, follow orders from people, being told what to do, when you can do it. You can just stay at home and do whatever the fuck you want. What do you mean it's not a yes or no question? Oh, yeah, sorry, hold on, my bad. Okay, hold on, I didn't think this through. Alright, let me try again. You are in Star Trek, you have a replicator, a holodeck, and a, fuck, I misclicked. A holodeck, and an apartment. Do you risk going to space, stay home and play with holodeck waifus? There we go. Much better. ChatGPT would probably refuse to answer. But not only that, it would be that going to space, you would have to share the holodeck with other people, and most likely they wouldn't allow you to have waifus. Oh my god, it's 50-50, isn't it? Just so you know, I would play with the waifu. This is probably why I think Star Trek is a bad idea. Human beings require pain in order to grow. Pain is the greatest teacher. Before you learn how to speak, when you're a kid, you do something, you hurt yourself. You learn not to do it again. Removing pain from the element, removing suffering from the human existence, you remove the humanity. Like, as I mentioned, like, if you want the game, like I wanted, you know, I want succubi. I'm suffering, I don't have them, so I decide, okay, time to end the suffering. I will do the game myself, and I create business opportunities. But you get the zombies. Oh, I see. You're not joining the space navy. Oh, literally, who would want to go to space? And hello, Juice. I do not understand like this fascination. So you're like putting yourself in a dangerous situation, in a dangerous environment, when you can just stay at home and be safe. The first time you're teleported anywhere is death. Yeah, probably. Because they deconstruct you and they reconstruct you. I'm really curious if there are people in Star Trek that would actually be afraid of teleportation, but there would be other people that say, no, it's fine. Trust the experts. Trust the experts. I guess they could technically like know if you're still the same person, because they would just have to mark, I guess, like your molecules and see if they're the same on the other side. I don't even know how they do it, but anyway. In the context of the game, you have to experience pain to get to the succubi. No, like the succubi give you pain. You have to run away from them. My chat is full of chats. I'll go to space and become cute. You're not enlightened enough. You go to other planets and get some interspecial. Why would I risk getting diseases from some host from another planet? Like, you know STDs are a thing, right? Jesus. Last thing that I want. Going to other planet. Getting STDs from why? Oh. Anyway. Wouldn't that be bestiality if you think about it? Like having sex with aliens, I mean. We should actually listen to the else that I promised.
But it was a news article that I had read in which the former president...
Shut up! Where was the BuzzFeed thing? Scrolling. Ah, here we go. I have located Le Soy. I feel better being fired through the warp in 40k than being killed every time I teleport in Star Trek. Oof. Okay. Naruhodo. Who is this lady? She managed to capture my attention. All right.
Good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it a burden? Is it an opportunity?
Right, so this is actually a very interesting theory that I heard it articulated a lot better. I think Thomas Sowell articulated the best. He said that the world is already diverse, and what you get wars. Because you have like different nations with different belief systems, which are struggling for power, so you get wars. Right? Now, if you have a country, and he's not talking about diversity here, right? And that's like different ethnicities or races. No, he's talking about a country without a common unifier. So you have like under the same nation, you have enclaves, and you got like these people do their thing over here, and those people do that thing over there, and they disagree with each other, right? Like they're in conflict with each other, but there is no one that tries to solve the conflict. So yeah, like that does not create stable societies. What does create stable societies, if you look at the history of the United States, yes, it was diverse in the beginning because you have different European populations. That you got Germans, you got British, you got Italians, you got Irish, and in Europe they actually fought world wars, right? Like they had World War One, World War Two, like they were murdering each other. For resources, for ideological reasons. I mean, in the UK, you have the Catholic and the Protestants haven't got it, and they were quite violent. But in the United States, you joined, right? You had to learn English. Like everyone learned English. The German learned English. The Italian learned English. The French learned English. And then you have the Pledge of Allegiance, which is basically, okay, yes, you're German, you're Italian, but now you're American. So, like, you had these things that tried to unite people. Even Thanksgiving is there to unite people. It's like, yes, like everyone in America, you know, like this is one holiday that everyone should agree with. And this is why they're constantly attacking, and by they I mean the blue heronists. They're constantly attacking these core principles, right? They don't like the Pledge of Allegiance. Under God was added in order to fight communism under the Cold War. Like under the Cold War era, you had under the Cold War era, you had the Marxists trying to infiltrate the U.S. culture, right? Through journalism, through actors, through various other professors, students. And basically they added under God under the pledge, right? Because the Soviet Union was a atheist state. And America, in contrast, wanted to show, no, we're not atheists. We're, right? So you pledge the allegiance. And I do agree with what that person said. And you can see that the people around him are like nodding. Because even the people around him understand that. You know, everyone wants to live next to people that at least have the same principles as they do. Think you can trick the AI into giving us the code? No, the AI probably doesn't have the code itself. It was the Prussians believing that their greatest strength was their unifying culture. Everyone in Prussia was Prussian or had to go. That was also under other empires. So, for example, under the British Empire, right? Like, let's say Britain, because that's why one of the reasons why the British Empire was more successful than other empires. If you were conquered by the British, right? So let's say you're on an island or something. So you're now conquered by the Brits. You have the opportunity to become a British citizen, either through civil service or through the military. But if you actually complete those, well, now they give you the right? So it didn't matter what ethnicity, race, religion, or anything like that you had. What mattered was, it's like, okay, you join the British military, they indoctrinate you into the British way of thinking, and after that, after you finish, you're a British citizen with the same rights as everyone else. And that's why the empire was so successful, because it's the unifying culture. It's hard to find meaning or purpose in a place without agreement. Amazon actually tried this. So Amazon, Amazon figured this out. There was leaked documents from one of their subsidiaries, one of their smaller companies, Whole Foods, right? So at Whole Foods, they had this heat map. So it was like a phone app, which told them the likelihood of a union forming into one of their places. So like they had all the stores mapped up, and whatever like a store was very likely to unionize, it would announce the people from the company. And one of the principles that they had was diversity, right? Now, diversity doesn't mean that it's like hiring different races. No, it means like sending a diversity officer over there that would start talking about how white privilege and all of that nonsense, right? Because it turns out if you leave Joe and Jose alone, Joe and Jose may have a lot of things in common. One of them being, it's like, hey, we're being poorly paid. You know, we're in the same class. Like, we're working class. We're working at the same company. We're sharing the same problems with the same boss. You know, why don't we try to unionize? Which, by the way, is also a bad idea. I mean, unions aren't the perfect solution, but I won't get into that. But Joe and Jose, right? Like they can unionize if left alone. But if you come there and you tell Joe, it's like, hey, Joe, you're an oppressor. You have oppressed Jose. Like, Jose, you're being oppressed by Joe. Well, all of a sudden you have grievances, right? So then Joe and Jose are less likely to unionize. But anyway, what I found interesting is that Vice didn't expect this, right? Because they had like a very diverse group of people. Yeah, there's not a single cisgender straight white man in the audience. and yet they are saying something that should not be said, right? Like they're basically saying, it's like, yeah, you know, we need to have a place where people at least agree with each other on some fundamental basis. Like you can't have a place where everyone disagrees with each other, because have conflict between Pakistan and India. Have conflict between Pakistan and India because they agree on very little. So if you look at income, right, like this is how the left measures success, which is incorrect in my opinion, because different people have different life aspirations. So for example, if you're a person that's family oriented, so you're not interested in wealth, but you're interested in maintaining family harmony, right, raising your kids, you're not going to end up being a CEO. You're going to probably end up being a influential person in your family, right? You may be like a strong mother or a strong father or whatever, and you may have a lot of kids, but you're not going to be a CEO. Why? Because you never sought to be that. Like your path in life wasn't, like your aspiration in life wasn't that. So to judge every person by how much money and wealth they're making, I think is a wrong ideology and a wrong way to look at the world. But secondly, if you do that, when you look at the level of wealth, you would see that Asians, on average, win more in the United States than white people. And I think that if you go on ethnicity, you notice that Jewish people, for example, in the US earn more. How is it a white supremacy? I just don't see it, right? And like, why would the white supremacy country allow other people to earn more than the white supremacists? And then that was also a good point, right? Like, why would the white supremacy country allow a diverse group of people to talk unfiltered on mainstream television? Vice News, sorry. And I used that argument when I was speaking with a leftist university professor, which was also saying that America is a white supremacy country. And my argument was like, if America was a white supremacy country, she was saying it's Nazi, right? Nazi ideology, because that was like the NPC argument at the time. It was Trump in office. I think it was like 2016, right? Like Trump was getting in office and like a Nazi this, Nazi that. And I was like, okay, but why would they allow you to work then? Like the first thing you would do if you were a Nazi, you would purge all of the opposition. Like you wouldn't allow university professors to formulate argument against your idea. That would be the last thing you would do. I mean, it's the same thing with communists, right? Like if communists would come into the government, the first thing they would do is censor all the opposition. Like they would persecute any person that thinks differently, either a liberal, a libertarian, a right-winger. Like they would not allow those people to write books, to write articles. Like why? So that they can forbid the counter-revolution? Of course not. Anyone remember what was the name of that event where woke kids were supposed to discuss and it was completely paralyzed by trigger warning? I have no recollection of that event. I don't even know if it happened or not. That should be highly illegal. Yes, it should be illegal. Like allowing, like imagine in Nazi Germany, right? So imagine in Nazi Germany, they would take like a couple of Jewish people, some Polish, and other minorities to just openly discuss on television their views of Nazi Germany. That would just never happen, ever. Or in the Soviet Union, to have like some American tourists and some people from West Germany to talk about the Soviet Union. Dude, are you insane? No one would do that. But you know what their argument is? Because like they shifted their argument because they realized just how bad it sounds, and they're like, no. See, it's the reason they're doing it is because it's subverted, right? So it's the white supremacy exists, but it's underground. It's more subtle, and I'm like, but why? Like if they're so strong, right? The supremacists, if they're so strong, like why be subtle? Why not just be brutal? Like throughout the entire human history, people were very brutal about their supremacy. They didn't have to hide it. Like what's the advantage? What do you gain by hiding it? They should listen to how Mussolini defines fascism. Oh my fucking god! If you actually go into the writings of fascism, like there are so many comparisons with that and the European Union or the World Economic Forum. The idea of merging business with the government, right? Or that businesses are for the good of the people and not for making profit. I mean, I could just go on and on, but like that's the reason why they don't teach people what fascism is, because then they would start noticing things. So it's a lot better to have like this comic caricature of what it is, so that people don't know it when they see it. It's like fascism is having borders. That was an argument on the Young Turks. I'm not kidding, right? Like literally every nation on the world has borders, but like no, like fascismus is having borders. It's like okay, right. Everything within the state means property is protected. That's not what it means. So it's you can't separate it. It's not everything within the state. It's just everything within the state, nothing outside the state, nothing against the state, right? So it means that the state is absolute. It's controlling everything. So you don't have privacy anymore. You don't have private life. It means that the state gets to decide what you're allowed and not allowed to do. You're basically a cog in a machine. You're the drone in the anthill. That's what it actually means. And it's interesting, right? Because it's not like socialism where private property doesn't exist. Like you can still have your business, but if the state demands that they need your business or that your business is essential, then it can tell you what to do with it. It can fix your prices. It can decide how many people you're allowed to hire. It can decide where you're allowed to sell and how. Right? So it's an interesting system because it's not really capitalism, but it's not really socialism. It's somewhere in between. It's kind of like if you played Mass Effect, and in Mass Effect 2 you have Harbinger. And Harbinger goes like assuming direct control, and he starts controlling the enemy, right? And he empowers the enemy. That's pretty much how fascism is. Kind of like in China in a way. Right? So like you got all these companies and the government just goes like assuming direct control. And all of a sudden they gain control of that little business. Consent is not a thing. Yeah, you know, I was actually talking about the difference between good and evil, like a philosophical difference, because like someone told me, oh, you can't define good. Like, what is good? You can't define it. It was a leftist, you know, like they're obsessed. It's like if you can't define it, it doesn't exist. And I'm like, motherfucker, I can't define electricity, but I know for sure it exists. But fine, I'll entertain the argument. So like, what is good and evil? And I think like the best thing you can come up with is consent, right? Like when something has consent, almost every time, it's not 100%, it's not fucking mathematics, but almost every time when you have consent for something, it's good. And when you don't have consent, almost every time, it's evil. There are exceptions. It's not mathematic, right? But like, consent is the difference between love and rape. Consent is the difference between a home invader and a guest, right? So I think like I managed to articulate it very well. It's like when people consent for something, then it's either good or neutral, I should have said, right? Good or neutral. When people don't consent, it's evil. The factory would still be privately owned, but it was forced to prioritize producing goods that the state wanted it to produce. Yes, and sell them for as much as the state wanted to, etc. There are many exceptions, yes. Well, language is not mathematics, right? Like, this is one of the things that postmodernists who deconstruct things, they're like, what is a chair? And you're like, well, a chair is a piece of furniture designed for people to sit on. And it's got 4 legs. And people go, but what about the stool? What about the stool? And I'm like, okay, so just because language isn't a precise form like mathematics, that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist or that the definition is inaccurate, right? Because language is supplemented with other things like context, body language, inflection of someone's voice. So all of these things together come and define what a chair and a stool is, right? So you would know if a person points like, bring me the chair, you will know what to bring, right? Like no one, notice how when people talk in real life, despite the fact that the definitions are not exact, they're not precise, they're not 100%, despite all that, people still know what to do and they understand each other. Write down the modern government social contract demands on paper. It's the most abusive relationship ever. Man, like, let me tell you something. When you start a business, right? Speaking of which, all your donations are going to go to the video game project. You have to pay taxes when you sell your game, right? Like the taxes for profit. So you make money by selling your game. You pay taxes. Now you have to pay taxes when you withdraw the money from the company. So you pay taxes once when you sell your game. You pay taxes when you withdraw the money. You pay taxes like VAT tax for your game, right? When you sell the game, that's a VAT tax. So you pay that. And then when you have your money, after it's being taxed 3 times, and you buy something with your money, you pay VAT tax again. It is very abusive, yes. Like, it would be just more honest if the government sent goons to steal shit from your house. But at least if you get to keep everything else, you know, that you earn. And they send like goons once per year. Like once per year, the goons come in and they steal stuff from your house. Will my game be CCP compliant? I'm actually thinking about translating in Chinese. But like, people are like, well, hold on, V. Like, they don't sell loot games in China. And I'm like, yes, but you do realize that the number of Steam users in Mexico is larger than the number of people in Mexico. I'm not kidding. Like, that is a thing. There are more people with Steam accounts in Mexico than there are actual human beings in Mexico. So you go figure it out. And I think there's another, I think Argentina might be like another one of these places where the Chinese like to use their VPNs. No, I don't think my game will be compatible with VR. But I'll tell you what, you know, in the future, like if the game sells well, and I make another one and that sells well as well, I will look into it. It's probably not a good idea to make a VR game right now. Like, how many people even have VR? V, make the game as safe for work by default. Do you know how much it costs to make that? Like, to have a game that's safe for work, but then it's like not safe. Dude, it's very expensive. It is what it is. Anyway, yes, we got 2 minutes left. So we're going to look at the poll. Apparently, it's 50-50, all right? But more people would stay and play with the waifu than they would go through it. Which, by the way, you know what? Like, this might actually work. Like, if you have more people that are willing to go and explore and do stuff, I think that's enough. Will Nintendo approve it? No. Absolutely not. Yeah, if you want to make like safe for work and not safe for work, especially with my game, it would be like 2 games in one. Like you would be making 2 games. It costs a lot, man. Like even on an art, like to just dress it up and just make it naughty, like it costs extra money. Everything costs money, so yes. Anyway, right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the donations. I appreciate it. And I will see you on my other channel, Lack of Entertainment. Gonna upload some great videos for that now. And hopefully you guys had fun with this. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.